So we're moving over to Ethereum, which in my take, this is the most important news of the day, but Ethereum, which is the second largest blockchain, has been recently approved by the Office of the Comptroller Currency to be used as a public blockchain for bank settlement. And of course, has this huge token ecosystem. Came to a halt this morning because of an unexpected fork. So Ethereum has a lot of different clients, and these clients run different aspects or different variants of Ethereum software. And one of those software packages went the wrong way this morning. So you had ostensibly two chains for Ethereum. It was a minority fork, so about 10% of the network went one way and halted Open Ethereum. And the rest of the network under Geth went the other way, which is about 90% of the network. Most exchanges have shut down Etherscan, the popular Ethereum Explorer, which a lot of decentralized finance products base their work on, also was shut down. I heard reports of Gemini having to halt with exchanges of Ether and ERC20 tokens, along with Coinbase, which of course just went public yesterday and have to shut down or stop withdrawals of the second most popular product on their platform. So huge development in Ethereum for the negative, in my opinion. As of right now, they've still not figured out what is wrong in the code base of Open Ethereum, or at least they have not fixed it yet. So kind of an ongoing issue right now. I want to punt this over to Zach because you're in-house editing this information. What was it like this morning?
Well, I think that this is open networks in action, right? I mean, this is the crazy thing about these technologies, right? They carry a lot of monetary value, but they are decentralized software products, and certain bugs like this happen, and certain bugs like this cause big problems as the space gets bigger. So for this to be happening a day after a big high-profile event in the industry is certainly notable, and one hopes for a speedy resolution. But it's a nice reminder that sort of, these are systems that are being built in flight, and bugs happen. That's the nature of the game. So to me, just, a reminder of the decentralized nature and some of the pitfalls of having that.
Well, I just want to fact check right quick. I think Open Ethereum tweeted out about half an hour ago that the issue has been resolved, in fact. So just wanted to quickly jump in and offer that up. But Jen, what were you going to say?
Well, that kind of makes my question invalid. I was going to say, what needs to happen for it to be fixed? That's all right.
Well, I think they figured out, because I know what tweet you're referencing. So they figured out what the issue is, but they still haven't gotten the chain to reboot, is my understanding.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah, so like they figured out in the software itself, because of course these code banks are really complex and they take months. This Berlin hard fork, in fact, has been in the works for close to 2 years now, and things just happen. So in order for it to work, they need a lot of people to jump on board and start like reviewing the code bases, and then they need everyone who has a program that kind of points back to the Open Ethereum client to kind of reboot themselves and reconnect to the chain at the proper point. I would expect to see that pretty quickly here. I think the interesting question is comparing this against Bitcoin. So in Bitcoin, you have soft forks traditionally that are non-contentious, and they happen very, very infrequently. The last Bitcoin soft fork was years ago, but Ethereum hard forks almost twice a year, and they've had 2 of these unexpected hard forks in the last 6 months, which is a net negative for a blockchain that's supposed to not only beat out Bitcoin, but become the next layer for finance. I want to see if anyone has any thoughts on that. Do you like the way that Ethereum does its hard fork scheduling? Does that bother you from like a product perspective? Is that something that you'd be okay with relying on going forward?
Well, I think that, sorry, go ahead, Ben.
It's not a great look, right? Like Ethereum's like already dealing with high gas fees and stuff like that. And some of this fork was meant to hopefully address some of those issues. But then when it knocks off other parts of like this open source system, like that's not good. And particularly with like all the rage around NFTs, for example, like Ethereum is in the news, it is being scrutinized. And from a product perspective, what you want is reliability. And for people, Coinbase going, direct listed yesterday, and then now them having to stop some withdrawals because of this. If you're a mass audience and you're just coming to Coinbase and saying, oh, look at this, and then you hear about not being able to withdraw certain tokens, that doesn't inspire a ton of confidence in the underlying system. So for me, it's not a great look. And I do think it just kind of spawns more confusion potentially. That being said, again, I'll keep saying it again, this is how tech advances. It is not a perfect process. It is messy, particularly when it comes to decentralized systems. But Naomi, what were you going to say?
I was going to say, are the Ethereum hard forks, are they predetermined? Are they pre-scheduled? Because I know that it works well in Bitcoin Cash. They regularly have a hard fork every 6 months. And so people expect it. You know that if you're running a node, like there's going to be a hard fork. So you have to update it each time. So there is that regularity that helps, and that enables them to make changes a lot faster than, say, Bitcoin with the soft forks and making sure everything is backwards compatible and all of that. But, Zach, you brought up such a great point about this decentralized world. And, if you had a company that failed and people, lost money or some tech went wrong, they're accountable for that. And you can have them say, well, we'll pay consumers back and we'll cover you. And this is on our end. And there's no one who's culpable in this situation. And it's such a fascinating dynamic because we get so much freedom and we get so much, innovation. And, there's so much great stuff that happens with crypto, but people do have to remember that there's more responsibility on the individual as well. Like, that's what you asked for. Like, this is a good thing, but it's a double-edged sword. It's not all, sunshine and rainbows. More responsibility means you have to pay more attention. This is going to take up more of your mind space. You have to take care of your finances more and your passwords more and make sure that what you're building on is robust. Like, there are lots of caveats to that, but it's definitely an interesting world we're moving into, and I'm definitely a big fan of all the decentralization.